Welcome back, and as you can see, in just a small amount of time, these guys are done. Phenomenal job. Dan, here we are standing in front of your finished garage cabinets. They look beautiful.
It really did turn out well. We're real happy with how it turned out.
I'm sure. Even though they turned out really well, what are some of the issues? What do you guys want to call them? As you go along every project, you run into some
every project has some challenges that we just have to work through once we get started on them. With this job, we had cement stem wall to deal with that we talked about before.
Yeah.
We also put toe kicks underneath all of the cabinets, which is easy to do in a house where the floors are level, but out in the garage there's typically some slope to the floor. So our cabinets have to be straight, and the toe kick has to compensate for that. So that was a bit of a challenge. Took us some time because in this garage, especially, there's an awful lot of it that we had to put in.
So you have to take the entire toe kick and adjust it, cut it to the right size, even though nothing is
right,
the right size.
Right, exactly. It has to be essentially scribed into the floor, so it follows the contour of the floor.
So how do you go about doing that? Do you have a test piece you go in and then make it happen, or you guys pretty good, they've done it a million times?
Well, typically what we'll do is hang the cabinet on the wall first and get that all plumb and level, and then use the cabinet, the bottom of the cabinet, and trace along the material.
Okay. So
that we can, the material lay flat on the floor, we'll draw a line that follows the cabinet, and then we can just cut on that line.
That makes it easy. You guys have done it before, so no matter how hard or easy it is, it's going to happen, it's going to be beautiful.
Right, exactly. While it is a challenge, it's nothing that we haven't done, and certainly nothing that stops us from moving forward.
Right. So toe kick was a challenge. What else have you run into with this project, or any project?
Well,
this is what you guys do.
This project had a couple of unique features to it. We put these extruded aluminum handles on the doors, and as well as the fronts of the drawers, and that took us some extra time to cut all that to length, and to make sure the aluminum didn't get marred and that kind of stuff. So that was a bit of a challenge. We also put some maple on the front of the countertops here. So there's really a lot of features in this garage that really set it apart for most of them.
So instead of just having a plain laminate countertop, you're actually adding a feature on the front that has to, it's solid wood, so it's not just slapping a piece of wood on there. You actually have to come back and put a finish on there, make sure that it's not going to degrade and deteriorate over time.
Right, exactly.
That's pretty cool that you guys can do that.
We can, we're pretty diverse in our background, and the guys, the craftsmen that work for us really have a lot of experience. So we're pretty fortunate in that respect that, we don't just do garage cabinets or just do closets or pantries or whatever. We can really adapt and really do whatever the customer wants for their project.
Well, it was nice for us. We got to go into your shop and actually take some raw footage of you guys working on some cabinets and actually building some stuff. So it's cool that we actually get to see you in process of making what you guys make the best.
Right, and as people do enjoy coming to our shop, a lot of times the customers will come in and just want to see that, oh yeah, you really do have a shop here and you really do make this.
It doesn't just magically appear.
Right, or people, a lot of times people want to wonder if we order it from someplace and it just comes in as a modular type system.
Which again, and we've brushed on this briefly, you guys really do have the capabilities of 100% custom sizing.
Right, exactly. So we make it all ourselves, so we can fill any hole or exactly whatever somebody wants.
Sure. So what are some of the cool features? You guys have done a really spectacular job in this specific job site. Tell us some of the features that you provided here.
Well, there's a couple things in here I mentioned before that we'd never done before. This homeowner had asked for some soft closing hinges on the doors, which is pretty smooth operation. You can't. A lot of times in garages you have real big doors and kind of have a tendency to slam shut.
Right.
In this case, the doors was shut normal, but there's a little bit of a hesitation at the end where it stops the hard swing.
Okay.
And we also have self-closing hinges, self-closing drawer hardware. So
similar thing, it closes normal and then kind of takes itself into the finish.
Right, so in this case you'd never have to worry about some of the drawers being open or that sort of thing. Everything closes nice and soft and real high-end look.
Yeah, and I'm sure just high-end features make it easier. Wear and tear on your materials is less because it's softer, everything. Anything to make the customer happy. I'm sure.
Right. It's easier on the customer too. It's one of the things you can just sort of give it a shove and go on your way, and not have to worry about everything.
If it's closed or open, kids running around making a mess, because that's inevitably what the garage becomes, storage for all your stuff.
Yep, that's what they're here for.
Well, this is great, Dan. It was really nice to be able to come out and see what you guys provide. It's beautiful.
Yeah, we're real happy with how they turned out.
I'm sure. So check out Closet Pro of Nevada. You can log on to thathomeshow.com, look at our links page, and find out more of what Dan Nohr can provide. Also, make sure you stick around. We have our quick fix coming right up after these messages. I'm Sam Hardt for That Home Show. We'll be back in a bit.